DLCs, delayed. Final Stand Remastered, delayed. Ninborn, delayed. Do we all notice a pattern? A bunch of Roblox games over the past few years have fallen into a certain cycle. Either the game gets delayed several times, leaving their player base confused and eventually releasing like a cash grab, and then quickly dying, or closing for several months or years. Or the creators just go radio silent, not telling the player base anything about the game, updates, or when it's supposedly supposed to come out. The past summer for games was probably like the worst Roblox year I've ever seen. The only notable releases were Type Soul, and I'm pretty sure we could all see that Type Soul was pretty bad. Along with Type Soul, another game that dropped was Jujutsu Infinite, which is what I described earlier. A game that was hyped up for like 2 years. I remember I played Jujutsu Infinite during its paid access, realized the game was terrible, left, told my friends not to buy it. They bought it anyway, of course, because, you know, they're people. But the game currently dropped, had about, I think, 200, maybe 300k players on release, and about 4 months later is down to 4 to 5k players per day. Even that number is far too much for the way that game looks and plays. It is genuinely horrible. I could go on a whole sub-rant about Jujutsu Infinite, but we don't have time for that today. The Type Soul re-release was probably one of the best displays of the modern dev teams. Setro and his entire devs, they refused to let the content creators test the big new updates. Ideally like the Hellverse, Fullbringers weren't fully done. And then when the game dropped and people saw what hell was like, well, honestly, it was like real life hell. Nobody wanted to go and nobody wanted to play it. The things that people were excited about were honestly disappointing. Me personally, I haven't liked Type Soul since the first re-release. Not even the first re-release, the first release in general. Games, when they update, do have a risk of diverging way too far off of what it's supposed to be. The devs, they just saw a large player count, decided, hey, we're making money, we're doing this and that, let's just all get in a circle jerk and talk about how high our player count is, how much money we get. Which, I guess, if you're only in it for the money, it's understandable. This is someone's job. But at the same time, if it's your job to do this, why would you not want to put out the best product for the people who play the game, and so you can receive more money over time? It makes no sense. Another example that I'm more familiar with personally is DBOG, or Dragon Ball Online Generations. It got updated pretty recently. The Daima update came 2 months ago, which time-wise is amazing. Dragon Ball Daima finished February 28th. The update came out on June 5th, or maybe it was, well, not June 5th, it was July 5th. July 5th, or maybe it was July 4th, I'm not sure, I don't really remember. But being that, that's about four-ish months it took them to do an update, to basically add an entire new saga. Which, that sounds good, right? That sounds good. But if you've played DBOG for a long time like I have, I started DBOG June of 2020. It was like one of my favorite games to play during quarantine, after quarantine. Like I just picked it back up a couple weeks ago. And from 5 years to now, the Buu Saga update came out 7 months ago. 7 months ago. And Namek was already a thing in June of 2020. So if Namek was already out 5 years ago and they just finished the Buu Saga 7 months ago, that's a terrible timeline. Honestly horrible. And then another thing, they just teased a new update. Super Saiyan 4 and Super Saiyan God, the pads update. And honestly, what I'm hearing about the pads update, really cool concepts. You can go down different pads, adds new forms for practically every single race, new content. Great update. But Super Saiyan 4 and Super Saiyan God, the transformations were leaked in late 2021, about 4 years ago. And the player base, we might be getting the new pads update maybe around December, November-ish times. Wait, again, that would be a gap supposedly 2 months ago, July to December, 5 months. Another 5-month gap for an update. DBOG over its lifetime has had consistent problems of not having enough content, people getting bored, because the game progresses very quickly. You can honestly complete all of DBOG in, I'd say, like 10, maybe 8 to 10 hours. 8 to 10 hours of content over the span of 5 years. Yeah. Another Dragon Ball game that I want to touch on, I know I'm going off on a tangent of Dragon Ball, but it's my favorite anime, and there aren't that many good Dragon Ball games dropping anymore. Final Stand Remastered. Jesus Christ. I bought the game for its testing, right? Just because it was pretty cheap. I believe it was 800 Robux. So $10 for the game, not bad. For the testing. But a second wave of testing, the more serious testing, Snake World said that it would be locked behind a 100,000 Robux price wall to test the game. Apparently it's to weed out people who are not serious about testing the game. But I don't know about you, Final Stand probably has the most dedicated fan base out of any game. Even when the Snake World announced years back the game will receive no more updates, no more content, it will get like slight bug fixes but nothing new. The game was still pulling 6K, 8K, not 10K players. Like I was there when that game was, well, when we was going through that phase. I mean, even now, the game has more players than DBOG, and DBOG just got a new update a couple months back. So you already know your fan base is dedicated and have been waiting for this remaster for years. And I know that the game is slotted to release around December of 2025, which, like, 3 months from now, I guess that's not a crazy long time, but also it's a crazy long time. On the other side, we have like CC games like Demon Hunter. Demon Hunter is a bit even closer to me than DBOG and Final Stand for certain reasons that I'm gonna put on screen right now. So I hope that you do not feel and look at me any different for what you just saw. But yes, I know I touched on this point earlier, but people can't, well, honestly I didn't. People can spend money on these Roblox games. The dev says, okay, yep, I got the money, that's great, close the game and just dip out. And it's happened so many times, it's honestly ridiculous. The last good Hunter x Hunter game that I can remember was Hunter x Hunter Ultimate Finale. I remember when that game dropped, 2021. Bam! It was amazing. I thought it was great. It was a bandit beater, yes, but I thought the effects were cool. I thought the combat was decent. Keep in mind this is like 12-year-old me, so his opinion wasn't the best, but it was still in my opinion. I bought the game. I bought a Game Pass for private servers. I bought a clan reroll to get Zoldyck clan, and I got Godspeed. The game received no updates practically, and it's pretty much unplayable right now. So all my money is down the drain. I know you just saw my Demon Hunter screenshots. I have not been able to play Demon Hunter in 8, maybe 9 months. Despite the fact, I don't know how much I spent on it. Honestly, I don't want to know how much I spent on it. But you all could see I've spent a significant amount of money on the game, and I have no control over what's happening. And I know it's been this way for a very long time on Roblox. But the fact that we genuinely have no control over what we can, or like how our access to games, we don't have any control over it. That is an issue. That's a problem. A problem that I don't really see getting fixed, because if it hasn't happened in the last 10 years, more than likely it's not going to happen now. But I hope that anybody who's made it to this point gets the point of the video, sees what I'm trying to say, and yeah, and can get a better understanding of me. Bye now.